Well, good morning, friends. This is Brenda, and I'm going live this morning. I know I don't usually do that, so I'm excited to be here with you. I wanted to share with you a couple of things, and I thought this might be kind of a fun way to do it. Please excuse the pile of books in the back and all of that, but I thought, you know what? Nobody's perfect, so you get to see my messy office. So here we are. I wanted to talk to you. I went to a, excuse me, I went to a webinar recently, and the lady had great content, but her webinar went a little long for me, and there was a lot of extra stuff. And so I wanted to take the content that was really good and boil it down to what I thought were important points that you should know. So and it's all about this relationship marketing that we've been talking about recently. If you didn't have a chance to go through the Working with Heart videos and all of that, you might want to go back to that. Relationship marketing is really getting to know your customers, your clients, so that you are not just a salesperson. You know, we all say we don't want to be that creepy salesperson that, you know, every time somebody sees you online, all they want to do is turn the video off, or, you know, they don't want to answer you because they know all you're going to do is ask them, you know, to buy something or to you know, book a party. So this is all about relationships and building relationships. So I wanted to share this information with you. And so we're going to jump right in. So social marketing, relationship marketing on social media, specifically, we're going to talk about that today, is all about developing relationships, right? So when you post something on social media, whether it's a VIP group or on your timeline, or, you know, even just to an individual, you're not necessarily wanting to sell them something. You want to start a conversation. So that's the important part here. So it's a chance for you to get to know your customers or your friends a little bit more, to, you know, with that, and to find out what they need. And that is your job, to become their consultant. That's your job title. One of the ways that that this person, her name was Michelle Winter, she does success. I'm going to have to look that up. Sorry, I forgot to look up what the actual name of her company is. But one of the things she talks about is the 5-day series. So doing a 5-day series in your VIP group. Basically, you're taking one theme or one topic, and you're going to explore that. Right now in my VIP group, I've got a series going on STEM, the science, technology, engineering, math issues going on in school today. And I've got a little bit of information, and then maybe a book that would go along with that, so that people are not just getting a sales pitch from you, but they are actually getting some good content. What is STEM? What does it stand for? Why do we need it? STEM education, those kind of things. So I took one topic, and then I have a series that runs all the way through 5 days. So then what happens is that you get somebody to engage with you. Now, just so you know, at the end of every post, you should always have a question, because you're trying to engage them in conversation. So does that make sense to you? What was your favorite part? Do you like this book or that book? It's always good too to have an engagement post. You know, what was your favorite dinosaur? Do you like T-Rexes, or, you know, the ones with a long neck, whatever that one's called, I can't remember. What was your favorite subject in school? Were you into science, technology, engineering, or math? So just trying to get them to engage more. And once they do, here's where the personal developing relationships actually starts. Just so you know, I have all of these on notes. I'm going to put them in that folder, the unit Working with Heart, under the Learning tab on our ABC page. So you don't have to take any notes. I've got them all down here for you. Unless you want to. Then you can, of course, if you'd like. So the first thing you want to say is when people start engaging with you is you want to move them to a personal message. Good morning, Amy. You want to move them to a personal message, and you say, I love to get to know you and your family. I thought it would be easier for us to continue our conversation here on a personal message. Do you have a quick minute that I could ask you a couple of questions about your family? Now, remember, they're already engaging with you, right? They're already talking to you. So hopefully they'll say, sure, I've got a couple minutes, or, they might say, oh, I've got a quick minute, or whatever, however they say that. But now, and if they say, I don't have time, then set up a time you can talk to them later. But if they say yes, then move forward. So if they are talking about, you're going to ask them about one child at a time. So just one child at a time. And if they start with their toddler or their baby or their toddler, this is what you should ask them. Because babies and toddlers, they don't have any interests really. They're more interested in whatever you give them, right? So I always start with something like, our little ones usually like what we like. Is there something important to you or your family that you would like to share with them? So you might get answers like, oh, my father loved building model trains, or we're big animal lovers, or I'm hooked on romance novels, or I love engineering, whatever it happens to be, right? And as they are talking, you are writing down information. So you're keeping a list of all the things that they said. So you're going to put their child here on the list, and you're going to write down what they say. And then remember, you're not suggesting books at this point. You're still just getting to know them. You're getting to know who they are and their family. Now, if their children are preschool or above, you're going to ask them, again, you're going to take each child one at a time. You're going to ask them 3 questions for each child. So the first question you're going to ask is, what does Mary like the most at school? What's her favorite subject, or what's her favorite teacher? What's her favorite time of the day? However you want to ask that question. That one's a fairly easy question for most parents, right? You know that your kid loves music or math or science or whatever it happens to be. The second question, I like the way she worded this question, because most of the times what we say is, what is Mary struggling with? Well, you as a parent would probably go, oh, she struggles with math, because I know my daughter struggled with math. And that's how, when anybody asks me, what is she struggling with? That's how I would feel. It's a downer. It feels weighty on you as a parent. But if you asked it this way, what subject or area in school would you like Mary to have more confidence in? That's a totally different way of asking that same question. It's a more positive way. Oh, more confidence. That makes total sense. Yeah, I'd like her to have more confidence in math. That would really help her. Or I'd like her to be more confident in her reading ability, or her ability to write better, or whatever it happens to be. So that's the second question. What subject or area in school would you like Mary to have more confidence in? And what are some of Mary's outside interests or things she likes to do outside of school? So that's the third question. So you're going to ask one child 3 questions, right? If they're in the school age. So remember, you're keeping this positive, and you're keeping it focused on this person and their family, right? You don't want to go into, oh yeah, my daughter really struggled with reading too, and we took and we did this and that and that. You don't want to do that. You want to keep this focus on her. You can empathize and say, oh, I know we struggled with that too, but don't go into big long stories. You're keeping this focus. Now, you have a list now, as you've been talking with her, of the books that you are going to suggest to her, okay? So you're going to say something like, well, I've thought of a couple books that might help Mary build her confidence in reading, or I've got a couple of ideas of engineering books that Mary might really like. This coming up is the key question. You always want to ask this question. May I share with you a few of these books that might be a good fit for Mary? So let's break that question down. May I? That gives them the choice of time. So if they're really busy, if they really only had a quick minute, if they're wrestling with their toddler or whatever, that gives them the opportunity to say, sure, you may share those with me. Or, you know what, I am really busy, I'm just running out the door or whatever. So if they say it that way, you always want to set up a time that you can get back to them, right? Then when you say might, so the question again, may I share with you a few books that might be a good fit for Mary? So might, of course, gives them choice, right? So you're not telling them, oh, these are the books she has to have. You have to give her these books. You're giving this parent the choice of which books that she's doing. So as a parent, you're giving her a choice of time, choice of books. So let's say that she just says yes. Now this is where you're going to use what she has said in her text or PMs to you is you're going to use reflective language. So if she has said something like, Johnny is obsessed with cars and trucks, then you want to reflect that back to her. Use those same words. Because you said that Johnny was obsessed with cars and trucks, I would suggest blah, 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 right? Or Mary is a freak about anything animals. You reflect that right back to her. Say the same words. Even if they don't feel like they're your words, you want to say those back to her. Oh, well, because you said Mary was a freak about animals, we've got some freaky good books on animals, and I would suggest these might be good books for Mary. Again, these might be good books for Mary. Okay, so those are a couple of points about all of those. Now, you don't want to just leave it there. You do want to have a closing question. You always want to have a close, right? And that's usually where good salespeople are really good, right? Where, you always feel like you're pushing, right? So which one of these do you want to buy? Which one of these do you want to buy? You don't want to say that. You don't want to say it that way. You want to say something like this. So which of these books would you love to have in your home? Or which one of these books are you most enthusiastic about or excited about? Which one do you think Mary would like the most or would really love? Again, you're not asking them which ones they want to buy. Which ones would they like to have? When they respond, give them a genuine response. You don't want to say, oh, that's my favorite. Oh, that's my favorite. Oh, that's my favorite. You don't want to do that. You want to say something like, oh, I've read that series and it's awesome. Or, oh, the touchy-feely books are the favorites of my kids when they were that age, or whatever it is that you want to say. But make it a genuine answer, right? Again, you're developing a relationship, right? So then this is the next question. Here's the closing question is, would it be okay for me to share 2 ways that you could get these books? Would it be okay for me to share 2 ways for you to get these books, right? So again, you're asking permission. Would it be okay for me to share 2 ways for you to get those books? That gives them the choice. And normally they're going to say, sure, why not, right? You've been engaging with them. So now they're ready, right? So then you can say, well, you can get them free or at a discount by just doing a fun online party. Or we can do one in home, or we can do a mini party at the local coffee shop if they're local people. Or you can purchase them through my website. You can just buy them yourself through the website, and we can see if any of them are on customer specials, and get them for you as inexpensive as possible. Or I can put an order with you together right now. Which of these sounds best for you? So again, you're giving them the choice of the party or just a purchase, right? A party online or in person, or purchase where you put an order together today with them, or they can go to your website. Which of these sounds better for you? So that's the end. So they're going to say, oh, I would love to have a party. Then you go through and you book a party. I think I'd just like to buy them. Okay, well, let's put an order together right now for you. Let me show you where to go and how to put an order in. So you want to make sure you step them through those things, right? So remember, so that's basically the whole thing. Remember that all of this can be done through personal messaging, texting, other social media platforms that you might be on, but it can also take place in person. You can still do that in person. You can also still talk on the phone or that kind of things. The concept is the same. You're building a relationship. So go out and have fun today. We'll see you later. Bye.